Hello, my name is Jacqueline Pollauf, and today I wanted to show you how to replace a Loveland lever. Now, most lever harps have a lever at the top of every string, and although it's rare, once in a while one of those levers needs to be replaced. This harp that we're going to be using today is a Troubadour 4, so it has the Loveland type of lever, but there are different types of levers out there. There's Selby levers, performance levers, Robinson levers, all kinds of different levers used by different harp makers. And sometimes also a harp maker will change which lever they use over time. So if you have an older Troubadour model than this, like a Troubadour 1 or 2, you would actually have a different type of lever. So it's important to replace a lever with the same type of lever. Obviously we have Loveland levers here, and I'm going to replace that with a Loveland lever. But overall, the process of replacing a lever is pretty similar regardless of which type of lever you're working with. And actually several years ago, I made a video showing how to replace a performance lever on a Troubadour 5 harp. And this video will be quite similar to that. I just thought it would be nice to show the Loveland lever specifically. The way a lever works is that it raises the pitch of a string by a half step. So if everything's working smoothly, for example, I could play this F string here, and right now it's an F natural, and then if I raise up the lever and play it again, it has become an F sharp because the lever is pinching in the string and therefore shortening the vibrating length. Or here we have an E flat, and then I could go ahead and raise the lever up, and now that raises the string by a half step, so we have an E natural. One reason to replace a lever is because the lever itself has become warped or twisted and cannot grip the string properly. Another reason is the situation that we have today, where this lever actually has had a piece broken off and it's missing. It should look like this, just all nice and smooth underneath, but here we've got this little gap where the missing piece is. So that's the lever that we're going to go ahead and replace today. Replacing a lever is fairly straightforward, and we just need a couple of supplies and tools for the process. We do, of course, need the replacement lever itself, and generally these can be ordered from the manufacturer. The sizes of levers do change based on the string, so these levers up here are smaller than the levers down at the bottom of the harp. So sometimes when you're ordering a replacement string, they might ask which string the lever is for, so that way they can give you the appropriate size. The lever we're changing today will be for the 5th octave A, so quite a large lever. Then we will need a tuning key, just a standard harp tuning key, so that we can remove the string that's next to the lever and then put it back on. And then we will also need a ball driver, a little tiny type of screwdriver, to remove the screw that holds the lever on and put it back in place. So obviously this is very small. I also got this from a harp manufacturer so that it would be the appropriate size for the screw. Our first step is to remove the old lever. And in order to do that, we need to take the string behind the lever, the A string, off so that it is out of the way and we can easily access the area. So I'm just going to take my tuning key and unwind the string the same way that you would if you were replacing it for a different reason. And once it's all nice and loose, we can just unwind it and then leave it to kind of flop out of the way like that. Now that the string is out of the way, you can see that the lever is held into position by this little screw here at the back of it. So what we need to do to remove the lever is to loosen this screw and then just take the lever off. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ball driver here and just sort of wiggle it into position like that. And then I will turn it to the left in order to loosen it. Once we have loosened it all of the way, we can just go ahead and pull it like so. And then here we have the lever that we've removed, and here we have the screw with a little washer that we have also removed. And you can see there's the blank space where the lever used to be. Now we are ready to put the new lever on the harp, all set to go here. And we will just reuse the old screw and washer for that. One important thing to take note of is that the hole that we're going to put the screw back into is just a regular round hole. But on the lever itself, the opening for that is not round. Instead, it's this oblong oval. And the reason for that is so that way when you're putting the lever on, you can adjust vertically exactly where you put it on the harp. And this is very important when it comes to making sure that the string is in tune, both with the lever up and down. So to put the lever on, we will just reverse the process of what we did in removing the old lever. I'm going to hold the new lever into its position and then wiggle the screw in here and tighten it up a bit by hand. Now that I have it started, I'm going to use my ball driver to just keep tightening up the screw. As I'm tightening, I'm checking periodically to make sure the lever is nice and vertical and well in line with the levers around it, that it's not, askew to one side or the other. So I'm just keeping an eye on that as I finish up tightening it here. And then when it's nice and snug, which it almost is, oh, there we go, then the lever is installed. Although the lever is now installed, there are still some steps left to finish the process. The big thing is that we need to check to make sure that the lever will change the pitch of the string by an exact half step when it's engaged. And the only way to do this is through trial and error. So we need to go ahead and put our string back on. You can see that I've already threaded it back up through the tuning pin. And then I'm just going to take my tuning key and start to wind it around back into position. And you can reuse the same string that you loosened earlier, or if you'd rather put on a new string, that's fine too. Now that the string is back in place, we're going to check to make sure that the string is in tune with the lever in both positions. So right now we have an A flat, and according to my tuning app, if we just adjust it a little bit, there it is, an in tune A flat. And then I'll go ahead and put the lever up and see if the A natural is in tune. And actually our A natural is a tiny bit flatter than it should be. So that means that we need to adjust the lever just a little bit vertically so that when the lever is engaged, it's moving the string by an exact half step. Annoyingly enough, in order to adjust the lever vertically, we'll need to undo some of the steps that we just completed. So first I'm going to go ahead and loosen the string to move it out of the way. Now that we have the string out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and loosen the screw just a little bit so that we'll be able to slide the lever vertically. There we go. And in this case, the lever was falling short of the full half step. It was just a little bit too low. So because of that, we need to slide the lever down. But if you're having the opposite problem, if your lever is overshooting and doing a little bit more than a half step when it adjusts the pitch, then you need to slide your lever up. And now that it's adjusted, obviously I just tighten it back up, and then I'll go ahead and put the string back on and we can check it all over again. I've put the string back on yet again, so we'll go ahead and check the A flat tuning. And everything looks great there, so we'll go ahead and put the lever up and try it again. And now we have a lovely in tune A natural, so our lever is indeed moving the string by an exact half step, just like we want. And this can be kind of a frustrating part of the process because sometimes you have to keep making adjustments and just keep taking the string off and adjusting the lever and trying it all over again. It can really be a lot of trial and error. I hope this video has been helpful to you and given you some useful information and demonstrations about how to change a Loveland lever. And as I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of this is similar with other types of levers, so it could be applied to those as well. Good luck to you with your own levers.